We finally made it. This is the last tutorial for designing our portfolio, and we're rounding out our showcase page. I'm going to scroll down to my mockup here and show you what we're looking at. We have our spotlight column that we've used a couple of different times in our design, and this is going to display 3 different types of artifacts from different classes, and it's pretty standard of what we've already created before. So let's get started. Tab over into Dreamweaver and locate that last section that we just completed, which was our graphic design artifact underneath our content secondary wrap. Find that closing div tag where it starts, and I click on the closing div tag and it shows me the beginning of that. It should be right before the break class clear, right before our footer container. So I'm going to place my cursor after that closing div tag, hit the enter return key, and continuing on with our practice of making sure we're clearing each section, we're going to type in our break class, clear one last time, and hit the right caret there at the end in that statement, and hit the enter return key. We're going to open up a curly brace, and we're going to insert the div class of content main wrap. And we're making sure we're not going to select the top so we don't have any spacing issues. Right caret, and then enter return key, left caret, /. Then move your cursor in between, tab in, and then div class content main contain. And select it from your list. Right caret, enter return key, left caret, /. And then move your cursor up above. So I'm going to tab in, and we have our 3 column div containers to insert. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with the first one and then copy and paste the other 2. So left caret, div class and content 3 column, right caret, enter return key, left caret, /. And let's go ahead and copy and paste those 2 items. So Command C, Control C, enter return key, paste those in there, Control V. And before I actually step into and start adding some content into each one of these things, sometimes what happens with this container is that the content doesn't always clear our color or our background. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the enter return key right after that closing div tag of that 3rd content 3 call, and I'm going to enter in that break class. So I'm going to type in a left caret, br class, class, and clear. So just in case we have any problems with content or background colors extending to that section. With the middle content column or spotlight column, we need to insert that ID so we have some spacing in between each one. So I'm locating that 2nd middle column spotlight right after the quotation mark after call, hit space bar, and then type in ID, and then this one is mid call. And next, let's start inserting some content for each one of these pieces. I'm going to place my cursor in between the opening div tag of the first one and then tab in. We're going to start off with the A element because we're going to make this whole thing a link. So left caret, A, href, and this will go to our artifact that we're going to put in for this spotlight piece, but I don't have an artifact for you in terms of this tutorial. So you would normally in your process, you would hit the enter return key and browse for the file that you would like to link up for this artifact. I don't have that, so I'm just going to type in the hashtag and then type in art1 for artifact. So that way you guys can keep going with your tutorial. Some of you may want this to open up in a new window. So after that quotation mark, you should hit the space bar, type in target, and select blank. And remember, we need to add that class of column button so it has so it takes away some of the design or adds the design to this piece. So hit the space bar after your target blank, space class, there we go, and col call btn for button. Right caret, enter return key, left caret, /. Alright, now we nested the whole thing here. Move your cursor up in between that A element. We're going to do an H3 tag in this one, so left caret, H3, and we're going to start off with a math artifact, left caret, /, and then we have an image to go underneath this. So hit the enter return key, left caret, img, src, and browse for it. I have an image set up in my images folder. for this example for my math. And let's see here, this looks like a pi. It's a pi symbol, so I've already created this image and it is 290 pixels wide. So go ahead and open that, select that, hit the space bar and type in an alt key, and this is going to be my math artifact. Move your cursor after the quotation mark, / right caret, and one more thing, let's go ahead and add that margin adjust to this image. So move your cursor back into your image tag there right after the quotation mark of the alt tag. Hit the space key and type in class, and then do that image margin adjust class that we created before and have used before in our column spotlights. Okay, last but not least, we want to add a description to go underneath this image. So move your cursor after that right caret of the image, hit the enter return key. I'm just going to go ahead and grab a description from above, but I'm going to make it a short description, so I'm going to type in my paragraph here first, left caret / and move my cursor in between, and I'm going to grab a lorem ipsum text here. I'm only going to grab maybe 3 sentences long, make it a little bit shorter, so I'm just grabbing this from above. Hit Command C or Control C, and then place your cursor in between the opening and closing paragraph tag there, and then Command V or Control V to paste that in there. Okay, so we need to do the other two artifacts. So scroll down, locate that second one, place your cursor in between the opening div tag there, and then tab in. And we're going to start off with our A element again. So left caret A href. And remember, you're going to continue on with hitting the enter return key to browse for the file that you would like to link up. For me, I'm just going to type in the # art2 so that it represents a link. And if you want to go back and reinsert these later on, you're okay to do that. But for me, I'm just going to go ahead and put that placeholder in there for now. And hit the spacebar after that, and you're going to type in target blank, and then class, hit the spacebar class, and then call btn, and right caret. Hit the enter return key a couple times, left caret /. Move your cursor up in between, and this is where we're going to insert our image, first we're going to insert an H3 tag for a title, and so this one is going to be a science artifact, left caret /, that's my heading there, enter return key, and then we're going to put in our image. So left caret img src, I already have an image set up for this, so I'm going to enter return and browse for it and look for my science icon that I've created and click open. And after that, I'm going to type in the spacebar and alt key and science artifact. Move my cursor after the quotation mark and type in the class, image, margin, adjust, and then / right caret. Underneath this image gets another description. So I'm going to hit the enter return key, and I'm just going to grab that same paragraph and lorem ipsum text that I used for my math artifact. So I'm going to Command C or Control C and then paste that in there. Last but not least, we have our third one that goes in. Find that location of the div class content, tab in. Same thing. So we're going to start off with an A element. So left caret A href, and again, you would browse for the file that goes for this. Mine's going to be a placeholder for artifact 3. Type in target blank, spacebar again, class, and then this is the call btn, and right caret, enter return key, left caret /. Move your cursor in between, and we're going to do our next heading 3, which is going to be this is a writing artifact. Left caret /. Underneath our heading 3 goes that image, so left caret img src, and then browse for it. Scroll down, and I'm looking for my writing icon that I created, and select that. Space alt writing artifact, and move your cursor after the quotation mark, space, class, image, margin, adjust, / and right caret. And then last but not least, we got to insert our description. So I'm going to hit the enter return key here and paste it in there. Alright, so this should round out our 3-column highlight of our artifacts. Let's go ahead and Command S or Control S here and toggle over to our Mozilla Firefox and refresh our page. Scroll all the way down and make sure everything turned out okay. Everything highlights over just fine. You need to double check to make sure that your links work, so when you click on one of these artifacts, it goes directly to your file. This is going to round out our showcase page, and it's going to round out our final page for our entire portfolio. Congratulations. I hope your portfolio turned out fantastic.